Okay, so now let's look at question number 4. Find an equation of the graph. So we've seen different types of questions, right? We have seen questions like we're given two pieces of information of the linear equation, and then we need to find the expression. Or we're given two pieces of information of the linear equation, and we need to draw the graph. This time, question number 4, we need to find the expression based on the graph that's given. Okay, so the ultimate idea, the idea of these different types of questions is the same. It's just different perspectives. Okay, so if you're not super familiar with, Cartesian coordinates plane or straight lines, every time you look at a graph like this, always remind yourself that this is the x-axis, which is a horizontal straight line. This is the y-axis, which is a vertical straight line. And this is our main character here, right? Which is the straight line we're dealing with, okay? So let's look at the questions. Question part A says, determine the y-intercept B. If you know what y-intercept is, this question is not even a question to you, right? What is y-intercept? I've said this in my other videos, but let me repeat this one more time. What is y-intercept? Y-intercept is the intersection of our straight line, our line, and the y-axis. Okay. If you know, there are a lot of questions like this. Okay. If you know the concept, then you know how to do it. If you don't know the concept, if you don't know what y-intercept means, then there's no way you can do this question correctly. So remembering the concept, remembering the definition of certain terminologies is very important. Okay. So y-intercept is the intersection of our line and y-axis. So this is y-axis. This is our straight line. So this is the y-intercept, right? And we're looking for B. So B is, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. B is equal to 3. That's how easy this question is if you know the concept. Okay? Determine the slope M. Usually, slope is given, right? Usually, slope is given. And we use this slope information to either find the expression or draw the graph. But here, we need to find the slope. It's very easy, okay? How do we determine the slope again? We know, okay, let me write this here. So we know the slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Here, x1, y1 is 1 point on the straight line. x2, y2 is a different point on the straight line. So knowing this helps us find the slope. How do we do that? We already know there's 1 point here. We just need to find any other point on the straight line. And then we can find the slope. Okay? How do we, we can literally find any point. So we know this is a point, right? We can find this point, we can use this point, we can use this point, we can use literally any other point on the straight line. But that's theoretical, right? In this specific case, we need to find a point where its coordinates are easy to read. So, for example, we can use this point, right? We can use this point. Let's find the coordinates of this point. Point, the x here, 1, 2. So x coordinate is 2. Y here, right? 2. So this coordinates, sorry, the coordinates of this point is 2, 2. Okay, so how do we find the slope? We know the coordinates of this point of the y-intercept. This is 0, 3. Wait, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it is 3. I thought I counted wrong. 3. Okay, so this is 0, right? 1, 2, 3. And there's no x value for this point. So the coordinates is 0, 3. And we know another point on the straight line, and we found the coordinates, which is 2, 2. So determine the slope. Rise is equal to y2 minus y1. Run is equal to x2 minus x1. So the slope will be 3 minus 2 over 0 minus 2, which is equal to 1 over minus 2, which is minus 1 over 2. Okay, so that's the slope. And now we know the slope. This is one piece of information. And we know the y-intercept. That's the other piece of information. Does this look familiar, guys? Does this look familiar? We now know the slope and the y-intercept. We can write which form of the straight line? Slope, intercept. So we can substitute m and b into the equation, and we can write the slope intercept form of this equation, which is y is equal to minus 1 over 2x plus 3. Okay. So like I said, if you know the concept, if you know the steps, then these questions will be very, very simple, very straightforward. Okay.